we get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the airport. And we fly into Hong Kong, or LAX first, and into Hong Kong. And we were standing in line to get on the plane to go to the Philippines. And I was looking around. I'm like, are those Filipinos? Like, I don't really know, you know. And they were speaking. I was like, oh, it must be Chinese. And I'm like, and I listened. I'm like, I understand that word. I'm like, they're speaking Tagalog. I'm like, I have no idea. 6 weeks, and I had no idea what they were saying, like, in real life. And so we get on the plane, and we get to the Philippines. And on the way, I actually sat next to a Filipino man, and we talked and stuff. Good thing he was good at English. But we got in, and I just remember first how, like, destitute everything was. If that makes sense, just how, I don't know, it's like if I were to describe the Philippines, it'd just be, like, different than America. You know, we have a lot more opportunities here than they do there. And I was just like, wow, we've had it so good our whole life, you know. And it was kind of interesting seeing that that's basically how most of the world lives. And I remember my first day in the field when I actually got to my first area. I was Santa Rosa. It's actually called San Lorenzo. And my first day, I wake up, we're like doing our studies and stuff, and it starts to rain. And it rained so bad that the alleys flooded and stuff, so we couldn't go out and work until like 8 o'clock at night. It felt like unreal. And I remember the next day when I woke up in the morning, I was just like, oh, where am I? I'm like, this isn't America. And it was funny. It was like this like dread, but like this excitement that came over me. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? But no, it all just was amazing. It was like a dream, I'd say, a really good dream. They love karaoke, so everywhere karaoke. So if you can't sleep because somebody's doing karaoke, get used to it. You're gonna hear it a lot. My favorite's when people are drunk and doing karaoke. That's the best. They have no shame. They're just like, they just go hard. Nobody like, and so karaoke's a great thing. And so the way that Filipinos eat, okay, is you'll go into their house and they'll tell you to eat, right? If they'll be eating, they'll just tell you to eat. You don't even have to be in their house. So you'll be like, oh, kain, which is like, come eat, you know? And so if they do it once, it's just like being nice, right? They're just saying, oh, eat, because we're eating, you know? And so if they just say it once, just be like, no, like, it's okay, like, no, it's fine. And if they tell you again, like, it's kind of up to you. Like, if you're really hungry, go for it. Otherwise, just be like, no, it's okay. But if they keep insisting, and then it'd be polite to eat with them. And then usually what they do, if they know you're coming over, what they'll do is they'll keep food in the back for their family, and then they'll bring food up for you. So they'll kind of separate the food. But also you have to have your wits, kind of, because sometimes they'll just bring out all the food. Because a lot of times they didn't eat with us. They would just, like, we would eat, and then they would eat separately after we were done. Filipinos, they'll give you the clothes off their back, literally the food's out of their mouths. Holidays, they love Easter. Easter is a week long. It's they do parades. They have a day on like Friday, that Friday before nobody's like allowed to pretty much go outside and do sports and stuff. Or like if you're Catholic, they have a huge parade on Saturday, I think, or is it Friday as well? I forget which one, but huge parades where they have floats and they have like all the saints and stuff. And then Christmas starts in September. So that's a good thing to know. It's called the Burr months. So like if it ends with Burr, so September through December is Christmas. So a third of the year is Christmas. So when you hear Burr months, it's not because it's cold, it's just because it ends with Burr. I didn't figure that out until I was like over halfway through my mission. Like, oh, the Burr months. I'm like, but it's not even cold. They're like, Elder, like it's Burr, like September, and like, got it. So yeah, so there's that. Christmas is way long. They love Christmas. I love Christmas. I now start Christmas in September, like, to be honest. Like, it's Christmas right now. So for holidays and events and stuff, they usually, like, especially birthdays, they eat pasta. So spaghetti and pancit is what it's called. So their spaghetti there is sweet, and they have hot dogs in it. So it's a little bit different than ours. And it's funny because I made normal, like not normal spaghetti, American spaghetti, I guess, for my companion and my housemates once. And they're like, this is trash. They're like, like it's so sour is what they said. They're like, it's sour because it tastes like tomatoes instead of sugar. I love the culture there. And the holidays, they just love the holidays. And they'll literally have a holiday like every month, at least once a month. Because any excuse to party, so it's valid, so. I love Filipino food, to be honest. Like adobo, I still eat adobo. Like I make Filipino food at my house and stuff. It's like adobo, lumpia, which is like little meats or things wrapped in, it'd be like rice paper and then like deep fried. Way good. It's awesome. So they have a whole bunch of good food. Rice will be with every meal. If you're not eating rice, it's not considered a meal, is the way it works. It's just a snack. Like burgers and stuff, that's a snack. There's no rice. So also the burgers are different. Because like if you go to Angel's Burger, it's like unang kagat, tinapay lahat. So it's like, it's all bread pretty much. And there's like a little bit of meat. It's kind of funny. So that's like they're saying like unang kagat, tinapay lahat. Or like the first bite you take, it's just going to be bread. So, but the food there is just, I think it's great. I love it. Depending on where you are, it's going to differ though. Because in pretty much every different culture in the Philippines, they have like a different kind of adobo. So they're like, oh, this is adobo, and then one day you'll eat it and it'll be like kind of salty, and the next day you'll eat adobo and it'll be sweet, because those two different families will be from two different parts of the Philippines, right? And then some people use a lot more like spices in there. So not spices, like spicy stuff. Like sili is what it's called. They're like miniature chili peppers, like this big, and if you just eat it, it'll just scorch you and kill you. One of my favorite dishes is called laing, which is laing. It's how do you say in English? It's like leaves from a plant called gabi, and it's like the leaves, and it's like pretty bitter, and then they put milk in it, and they can put fish in it and things like that, and they kind of like mix it together and like roast it. It's really good. It all goes with rice, so you'd eat it with rice. That's one of my favorites. That, and then sinigang. That's awesome. At first, when I first had sinigang, I was like, what is this? Because it's like sour, like it's sour soup. Like the sabaw or the soup is like really sour. So first you're like, what? But it's really good. I love it. And then one of the things that everybody always talks about is balut. So balut, right? It's the duck egg that has been fertilized, and they wait like 17 days, and then they boil it. So it's like partially developed. And at first, I had it on my first day in the Philippines, and not a smart idea. But like I ate it and I was just like, whoa, like that was crazy. And I think I just wasn't adjusted yet, so I was like, I got pretty sick. When it comes to nature, Marinduque and Mindoro have like not the best nature, but the like most beautiful places from what I've been. On Marinduque, there's a white sand beach. There's a lot of resorts, places that people can go. Scuba diving, things like that. There's the heart of the Philippines is actually in Marinduque, and they call it the heart of the Philippines because it's actually the geographical center of the Philippines. And so it's at the very top of a mountain, which is really cool. So you can go hike the mountain and see the whole island and see a long ways away, which is really cool. There's also a lot of caves in Marinduque, in Mindoro. Also on the mainland, there's caves, and also waterfalls. There's a lot of waterfalls. In Lucena, I don't even know how many waterfalls there are, but there's a lot in Lucena as well. For other things to see in San Pablo, there's like a cultural center that's kind of for tourists, where you go, let's say it's probably like 15 minutes south of San Pablo, where it's like this little place you can go, and they have cultural exhibits, and you get to ride around on a carabao, which is the like water buffalo looking thing. It's pretty cool. And they have people who go and like do traditional dances, and you get to eat lunch in a waterfall. So like there was a big waterfall, and then you just like have tables, and you're like eating in the water pretty much. It's pretty cool. There's so much, I don't know, there's just so many waterfalls and pretty places to go. There's the ocean, of course, the ocean. There's a place called the UP, the University of the Philippines. And over there they have like the natural history kind of museum. Like it's like a giant botanical garden. And there's like butterflies and plants and things that are really unique to that place. And it's actually like really popular in Asia. They also have the Mall of Asia, which isn't in San Pablo, but it's in Manila. There's also a place on Mindoro called Porto Galera, which is supposed to be like a really pretty port.